Welcome back, everybody. It is another magical night ahead here. If you are a fan of Collegiate Apex, well, have I got an extra surprise in store for you tonight. As you can see from the stream title, no, we're not dealing with Octane. No, we are not in the depths of College Apex or NECC. We are not even working with ECAC. No, tonight is all about the Play versus Collegiate Apex League. This is something that has been running now for just a little bit, not too long. There have been teams that we do know who have participated in it, notably Kennesaw State, SJSU, etc. But it is back for the spring. We've got a healthy lobby here, hopefully, tonight. And I'm excited, personally. I don't know a ton about the teams that are within Play Versus because they tend to just kind of only play Versus. There's a couple of other opportunities out there, but realistically, this is the place they call home. Granted, there are some very, very tough competitors that also consider this their stopping grounds. All right, Kindly Monkey, you were in fact first. Welcome back. FPS Aether, you were almost there, but the fact is, you're still back with the stream. Atmosai, of course, my longest standing member. And Suarez, welcome to the stream. Kindly Monkey, no Chipotle for you. I feel like it is absolutely critical that you understand that I just don't have that kind of Chipotle money to pass over the love and support there. So, teams are getting situated in the lobby as it currently stands here. I don't know exactly how things are going to go with most of these teams. Just looking at it from at least all the way over here on my second monitor, tonight for SJSU, who is Team 10, they are Chavez, Ton of Claymaster, and Half. So no Viking Cap, no Schmub playing tonight. I'll keep asking. I got patience. You know what? I respect that. To the death of whatever it'll may be. You might starve if you might starve before then. Just gonna be completely honest with you, and I love you. You know, you can keep begging for that Chipotle every step of the way. Hold on, I'm gonna pull up. Yes. We'll get to the timer here. There you go. Timer started. I'm going to pull up the teams on my secondary monitor because we've got a mixed bag tonight. And also not having the official... There we go. Drink up, bruv. All right. Little bit of juice. There you go. Proof of concept. There's the sip. Yes, the blue. Whatever that'll be. Whatever it is, to be honest with you. Yeah, we've got, there we go. I just want to make sure I have at least the names of these teams because it is going to be very, very different tonight. Oh, shush up. Why is, all right. We're going to do the best we can. There we go. All right, guys. Well, I am on an official 2-minute delay, so whenever the games start over there, it will at least trickle down for just a little bit. Given that I know that SJSU is playing, we'll start with our first prediction of the day. Sometimes I ask about lobby quality, but without overstat available, we're just going to have to go off of teams here. Will SJSU Blue win match 1? Yes? No? Gonna give you guys 5 minutes on the clock for that one. Zeph, you're goated. See you tomorrow for Octane. Just gotta go. Just wanted to see what's up. Vortec, can't wait to see you tomorrow. We'll see you with your new teammate tomorrow as well. I'm very, very curious to see if Southeastern will bounce back after the chaos that you guys have dealt with here. So, I mean, maybe. Dr. Suz, welcome to the stream. There you go. Proof secured. Little extra blue. Now, because there is not team names associated with the in-game lobby, I'm going to be doing my best to give you guys the laydown as we jump from squad to squad here. But you're also going to have to give me a little bit of leeway It is not very often that I rock with a bare bones setup here like this one. So, just going to have to channel all of the extra Apex experience to get this one out there. How are the rest of y'all doing, though? It has been, I would talk about, actually, you know what? I do have the total team listing here. The 20 teams that are playing tonight, we can actually pull it over to the scoreboard, because why not? We've got Alabama State University. We've got Harrisburg University. We got the Hartwick College, Haskell Indian Nations University, Huntingdon College, which we actually have seen before. We have Newmont College of Computer Science, North Michigan University, the Norwich University, Sam Houston State, which I'm actually not that far away from myself, San Jose State University. While they do have the majority of the familiar faces registered on that team, it is only going to be notable Ton of Clay tonight. I mean, Chavez and Half aren't non-notables, but Ton of Clay is definitely the standout there. Of course, alongside that, we got the Seminole State College of Florida, Simpson University. We've got 3 St. John universities here. Looks like we've got a little blackout on the computer screen for a second. Might want to unplug whatever's going on there. Texas A&M University, Texarkana, Tamut, which is a friend of the family when it comes to Texas A&M, University of Dayton, University of South Dakota, University of Texas Rio Grande Valley, and Western Nebraska Community College. Kayak! Thank you so much for the subscription. I'm going to take 2 seconds to look up here and see if you're already up here. Kayak, are you not actually up here? My gosh. Congratulations, by the way, on the 3 months. You still haven't added me. Kayak, I'm going to need a color. You're going to have to pick a color for the sign. You were too tired to add me? Well, I'm not too tired anymore. PCL doesn't have anonymous mode if they didn't change anything. Honestly, that sounds hilarious. I am all for it. You know? Purple. Okay. Let me get purple then. Sorry, Lewis destroys the box, so I do the best that I can. I am Kayak. Or just Kayak. I'm going to put you right at the top here. You know what? You get that little underline for the last one as well. Poopy Streaks just killed Zephyr in my ranked game. No, I'm not playing, but I appreciate the extra information. I am quite notable, they say. Ton of Clay. Ton of Clay, I'm very interested to see how you guys perform tonight. It almost looks like a full lobby, so that will be interesting. The tournament was not it, man. What tournament, Chavez? What tournament? So bro's calling me a casual. Guys, I'm just making an apt, let's say, analysis of the SJSU roster. You got a wealth of players on that team that'll be competing tonight. But I don't see no Viking cap, and I don't see no Schmub. All right? Nah, it ain't Luke. There is plenty of other teams that'll have to prove themselves to me as we make our way through the night. Who is on Huntington College? Because I do remember that team. We got Flares, Grizz, Sawdude Gabe, Neutral Plasma maybe, Red 7872, and Yes Turned. Schmub will be here later. Terrifying. Chavez, I only the emergency sub. I'm the manager. Well, Chavez, I've at least seen you play. And, I mean, I'm not going to count it against you. I mean, what's going to be terrifying is when Schmub does arrive, that is an absolutely insane combo of a team that will be playing here today. I mean, let's be honest. I could have put a prediction out right now that just simply said, okay, this is insane. Will SJSU Blue win match 1? Everyone voted no. Get ready for this 30 damage game. I'll show you. Chavez, if you hit 60 damage, I'm impressed. I am thoroughly impressed. We are going to have the server starting up here in just a moment. It looks like we will be starting with roughly 18 teams. If you want to get specific, 17 point, or actually no, we've got about 17.33 teams combined. So we'll see how that goes. A little bit of extra space, though, is all that you could ever hope for. Well, those competitors will be getting into the lobby here. I'm going to keep looking and reading these names because that will be the difference, in, at least maker for me, in terms of understanding what is in front of me this game. There are so many colleges I have never seen. I do have their full names here. I'm not going to be dropping the full names, but I do, in fact, have those as well. Someone's name is I Thought I Was American. 110-1046. I'm not sure if we'll actually see that here. Hyperactively lonely. Many raccoons in a trench coat. Honestly, guys, most Delta of Scorches. You know, I've seen a lot of names when it comes to Collegiate Apex, and Play Versus might be putting the rest to shame right here. All right. Well, since the leaderboard is about as dry as toast here, I'm going to let you guys see who is playing it in this lobby right now. You can see Team 1 is going to be Alabama State University. Team 3 there, we got the Hartwick College. Haskell Indians at Team 4. Team 5, Huntingdon College. No Newmont tonight. Of course, no Harrisburg as well. Right alongside them in Team 7, Northern Michigan. Team 8, Norwich University. Team 9, we do have Sam Houston State. Team 10, SJSU. Team 11, Seminole State College of Florida. Team 12, we do have Simpson University. Team 13, St. John's. Team 14, as well as 15, also will be those St. John's roster. 16, Texas A&M, Texarkana. 17, University of Dayton. 18, University of South Dakota University. Read TikTok chat, Chud. I don't... It doesn't let me. What are you talking about? Guys, I even donated to you. It doesn't even say I'm live on TikTok. What are you talking about? Oh, that's crazy. 3 whole pennies? I missed 3 whole pennies? You are 100% live on TikTok? Wait, that's crazy. How do I find that? Is there a way for me to look up? Can confirm on TikTok you're live? That's incredible, guys. Your profile? My profile doesn't say I'm live at all. This is my own TikTok profile. Here. You can see it. It is dead silent. I'd love to be live. So there's an imposter? There might be an imposter, guys. I will pull up TikTok on my other monitor. You are live on TikTok. Thank you. Thank you for confirming it again, Jayhawk. Well, I'll be damned. I am live on here. There we go. Okay. I do see this. Why are we live on TikTok? Read chat. All right, I got chat up. Jayhawk has followed the host. Jayhawk, thank you so much. Koryu, by the way, thank you as well. What is this? You've sent me 3 kitty cats. Lewis will be very thankful as we get in the match here. All right, folks. We're going to do our best to keep track of the 90 things that are in front of me. We're going to leave it as the team names because, at least for now, that's good. 6, you're awesome kitty cats. You know what? Well, 6 cents is better than 3, and not Koryu, by the way. You take the lead in terms of my fan favorite for Apex Legends here. We'll be jumping on with Team 14 to start outside of Big Mod. That is Simpson here, or St. John's University, my apologies. They are going to be one of the few teams that are playing as a duo here in a bunch of 2. So, are these like scrims or something? No, this is the official week 1 of Play Versus. Now, there is no official EA codes. I wish there was EA codes to work with. That would allow us to see the team names directly, but I'll be doing my best to let you know exactly who is where here. Team 15, their squad that'll start in landslide. That is the other St. John's University. That is St. John's Apex Red. Team 17 is the other solo dolo duo for this game, University of Dayton. They are also going to be playing this one out as a duo here within our 18 squads that are here for week 1. Team 18, as we jump on over to them, University of South Dakota. Are there any, like, good octane teams? San Jose State University is playing in this Not For You. So Ton of Clay is currently in this lobby. That, as we will be keeping track of, is Team 10. Team 10. With Viking Cap. No Viking Cap tonight. Apparently, Shmub will be showing up later. At least for now. It's going to be a while until we start to see those. But I guarantee you we'll see them pop off. Instead, you do have Half and Chavez filling in for that SJSU role. Team 20, none other than Western Nebraska Community College. Owen, Brady, and It's Toxic Vader here outside of the fissure. Just going to take their time, get themselves looted. Observer, don't be afraid to be jumping around, especially in some of these really, really early games. Of course, looking at that zone, we will be calling this one through the half-and-half split there. Slight deepness towards Thermal Station, but I like a staging end in front of the God Cap. Why they got their full govs for their IGNs? It's just how it goes. Team 10, none other than SJSU. Outside of them is the University of South Dakota here in Monument. They could take a fight to them, but hey, Leonidas, Aspire, these are not nobodies. I've actually seen some of these players before in Collegiate in the past. For Team 15, though, St. John's University's Apex Red squad, they're going to start to move this one in towards zone. Can you ask RJ to buy me a new mask? You know what? You can ask RJ. Buy you a new mask. God, Han Solo, Evie, Pickle Rick here. They're going to slowly rotate this one in towards the direct, I will say, staging POI. Team 8 currently there. That is Norwich University. Koryu, I do in fact see you typing in my other Twitch chat. Or TikTok chat. I'm honestly scared because I feel like he might say yes and I won't say no. I mean, then you're making short work of an excellent opportunity. Team 4, Haskell Indians Nation. They're one of those few squads that is holding out here in staging right now, trying to set this one up for the end.
Enemy out there.
They got themselves a line drive and one good heady away from the start. A single standing member here, and it's a 158 knock for Wild Panda. Here's the thing, you're barely moving quick enough on that Pathfinder. It's a shame of a miss for that second Sentinel shot. There's going to be the at least tactical to get you out of dodge. We're hoping for one last shot, but no. It will be Wild Panda only picking up the drop of one there. I'm not even quite sure if they were able to get the revive off. That was Simpson University going down to Haskell Indians Nation. No follow-through. SJSU has moved into Harvester. That Pathy might not have their monitor. There's some time here for these teams to figure this out. For a squad like Haskell Indians Nation, they got to keep this one rotating. We'll take a jump on over to Texas A&M, Texarkana. They are slowly tracking that drop by University of Texas Rio Grande in front of them here. Beans, Rays, they've already put down a chunk and a half. They're also going to be shooting distant shots. Chavez with a knock onto Manolito here. And that is going to be SJSU finding the second knock of the game. Of course, Texas A&M, Texarkana, they have to play this very respectful here, or they could end up in a situation where they're going to get shot out. Like I said earlier, that kind of staging split between the Mirage or Quals, where we'll be looking for. There's SJSU. They're going to force that Lifeline ultimate out here. A little teleport out and away from Chavez there. I don't know if that's for additional angles or if it's just for better KP. Half with the rotation. Texarkana. You know what's crazy? I live next to it. I actually live next to Texarkana. I'm not even kidding. Team 11 here. This is Seminole State College of Florida. They've also broken out that Lifeline Ultimate. Sheila's in play. Maui Wowie is separate on the low ground here. We'll try to get a couple of distant shots. Finally, a knock onto Graceful Melon here. It's up to Mr. Ranger from afar to get the follow through. That's already another flesh found, and the full send is available. Instead, we're going to see the recovery here for Seminole State. Down on that low ground and underneath the bridge as a whole. SJSU, they should be the winners of game one here. They've gotten that full thirst onto the Metrospective, and with one further run ahead, I mean, I think this is easy KP for them just outside of that landslide area. You can hear Half sniffing this one out, tracking at least wherever Bluish Game Boy's going to go. Yes, Texarkana is a real place. It is out on the eastern side of Texas.
Relocate here.
And yes, Zephyr lives very close to it. He's lived in Texas his whole life. Anyways, University of Texas Rio Grande here. They got the recovery on Manolito after a couple of choice knocks from the Sentinel. Across from them, it is none other than the Seminole State College. They were able to put themselves up in a building from that climb up and recovery here. They've got a couple of breaks on the shields off of this rotation. We'll see how it goes. Nice, I'm the head coach. Transfer scholarships available. In-state tuition for all players. Hey, there you go. My collegiate journey already is finished, finalized. I went to Texas A&M. But that could be anyone's further dream. We'll talk about Haskell Indians Nation with their first dream of a knock. They are getting shot in the back, though. It is going to be a wrap from Texas A&M, Texarkana. They may not be the Aggies, I know, but they could find the KP all the same. Pezzy May, first one found. Wild Panda Haas, no Sentinel to save them for now. Is going to be Vart getting the Alter Teleport to set them back up for Texas A&M University, Texarkana. This is the chance of a lifetime. I mean, there's going to be a small recovery inside that building, but, I mean, this is Tammuz, or Tamut, I don't really want to say that. This is their opportunity to just easily pick up 3 KP here. Well, Hazy and Burt stuck on the door. They're going to get that door burned away. Beans on the other side. There's the port up to the roof, and Beans is ready to capture the final thirst there on the Vert. One last remaining member as Beans will get traded out, but Hezzy just as quickly. And the first squad there eliminated for Texas A&M Arcana. Craze, two-time national high school champ. Hey, fellas, that is an impressive feat there.
Here.
I'd be curious to see Tamut on some of these other competitions as well. We'll take a jump on over to Alabama State University. They got a little bit of a hold outside of the high ground. Rio Grande, they've been playing the Dorito building outside of staging. It's a great place. So many notable teams or teams I recognize. I mean, that's great. Freshman, our first Apex team. Really? I could have sworn Tamut had an Apex team back in my day. We used to be friends with the Tamut squad. The unofficial one, I suppose. They were great players. They used to play back in 2023. So many of the teams I recognize. SJSU's in the slot. We're going to see a back rotate from Hartwick College. Oh, so close to Alabama State there, and it will be instead Sam Houston State finding that first drop on the exterior of zone. You got to be very respectful. Alabama is watching them from the other side, but the big burn from Megalo. That would be the full send and a quick cleanup here. No survivability. All said and done towards that southern side. For a team like University of South Dakota, they might be calling the shots, well, very quickly here to their end game. SJSU. There's the quick and easy wipe outside a landslide. Looks like we got trades for trades here in Northern Michigan University. A quick reset and hyperactive coming in from Huntington College here. There are only one member left standing. Take a look at that zone, the cross between Mirage Claw and that Lava Fisher train line. I personally prefer the Lava Fisher train line for ends like this. Club team probably, we are varsity athletics. That's awesome. I can't believe you guys finally got the Apex program underneath varsity. That's like, that is always my favorite thing to see when you guys, when schools actually get the varsity athletics behind Apex. It takes a while, especially because Apex only got its really ground about it in 2023. So, a couple long-range snipes from Hyperactive there is more than likely just going to be giving themselves away. Of course, Northern Michigan University could always make the jump here. There's the big beam and a half as SJSU, they've taken knock for knock. It is only Ton of Clay left to stand on this exchange. St. John's University is very close, but they are not going to be pushing this. That is going to allow SJSU to get these revives back up. There's Chavez. Taps coming in shortly. This would have been the perfect moment for St. John University to get the job done. Shmub, your team has survived, and I guarantee we'll be seeing you shortly. For Alabama State University, they are caught in the crossfire, but more importantly than that, they are completely split here. Seminole State, they're going to get another full knockdown and a thirst onto Jugga the Dawn. I'm coming in after this game. I apologize for the rest of those teams that have to deal with Shmub. Well, for SJSU in their current iteration, Northern Michigan, they're going to try to rotate right behind them here. This particular zone should pull towards that northern side, so yeah, take a look at it. Always towards that train line, like I was saying. This is the perfect opportunity for a team like SJSU to survive and play towards their end game in one of the best positions here. But, of course, they're going to have to take Northern Michigan out before they get themselves set up. As people were saying, that hard light glass change on these trucks has made them so much better. Before you can pepper into them, you actually have to deny them space. For Texas A&M, Texarkana, they got time and a half here. They also have one of the better positions in this zone right now, all the way from the northern side. This lava fissure can set yourself up. I mean, an easy transition towards the height of that beam. We're not going to say the same for St. John's. You'll be hearing me say it a lot here, but more importantly, Texas Rio Grande, they are quick to follow the exchange here. Port play, and that's going to be a full teleport all the way back. 8th, not bad. Hey, I mean, better than that in my opinion. I'll see you guys possibly a top 5 finish for Texarkana. I'm sorry, I'm going to say that 100 times wrong. I've lived here all my whole life. I've said it wrong for about 25 years. Well, that'll be Sam Houston State finding a successful wipe there. Meanwhile, on the interior for Texas A&M, we're going to get the full send coming through from St. John's University. Piercing spike down, a shot in the back, but the massive shots onto Craze. I see what you did. It is an 8th place finish. You know what? You gave us a cheeky little spoiler there for Texas A&M. They did, in fact, get wiped out in 8th place overall. We just saw it. We are on a 2-minute delay here for competitive integrity. I'm not personally, but the games are for cheating purposes. That will set up St. John's University there now within that building. SJSU is going to try to wrap behind this, see if they could do exactly the same over the other side here of Mirage Trois. Rio Grande trying to put in a single arrow, and finally, one's found, but just as things close off here, down on that low ground, Sound Houston State University in the blue box finish. Eon, Mellow Maniacs. Chris and them have got themselves at least the next position head. Guys, the quality's better than Octane. There are 7 squads remaining on a Zone 5 finish. Make that 6 here. Ton of Clay, by the way, with a knock in the kill feed. That will be SJSU in the prime position to win this game. Texas Rio Grande, they're going to get full sent on here. Sam Houston State University, all they need is another 2 or 3. The lifeline will drop, and hey, we'll actually find the reset res there. Megalomaniac forces the Maggie ball in, but realistically, you can't break that ultimate. Now, a 2v2 exchange, the full step up here from Texas Rio Grande. There's going to be the knock onto Megalomaniacs here, and with only 1 remaining member on the other side, you got to provide the beams. A 1v1 exchange. The reset from Eon here from Sam Houston State. There's Manonito. Another knock onto Chris.exe. A 1v1 scenario up on high with the fence line. There's the burn of the nade as Manolito will find their way back to the pylon here. It's no true answer for either of these rosters yet. Sam Houston and Rio Grande trying to set themselves back up. But remember, with 5 seconds on a round close, for either of these teams, this is a tough rotation now. You're going to have to lock this one in to SJSU, whether you like it or not. Melito, one final present here as the zone closes in. Eon's going to die to the zone. They don't even try to walk this one in. It is a surviving grace for the Rio Grande squad. Four squads remaining here. St. John's University, who took out Texas A&M, they got themselves at least this building right now. Rio Grande now getting sniped out here on this rotation. Going to try to play for the Moby. Instead, SJSU has got you hook, line, and sinker. Half already starting this one off with the EMP. They need better angles, though, if they're going to actually get a knock fostered here. Just not the right spacing for Ton of Clay. That will be Rio Grande pulling themselves back together here on the other side of that zone. All three members back into play. Have to cross this one back here. Simpson University versus St. John's. A trade for trade on the exterior of this building. Both of them stacked up here on that western side of zone. SJSU and Rio Grande control so much space here. Shout out to Simpsons University. They are playing this one like rats underneath St. John's University up above. And of course, now Rio Grande finding quite a bit of damage here against SJSU. Ton of Clay almost going down. The same to be said for half. You got to respect Rio Grande. They're going to try to look for these rotates around the back, but instead, now we will see the collapse of Simpson here and St. John's. A burn for a burn. They're going to try to get this reset off, but it looks like Ton of Clay and half from SJSU. They've taken their time, saw the likes of, well, Rio Grande caught out there for their rotation, and now with one quick dive around the other side of the truck line, Ton of Claymaster will finish off that kill and take us to the last two squads remaining. Simpson University versus SJSU. Shout out to Simpson University wiping out St. John there on that exchange. It is a full 3v3, but for SJSU, they control so much space for this final zone. Hey, Joe! Welcome to the stream, bud. I'm glad to see you here. And you know what? We're going to have a great time with Play Versus this semester. The same to be said for Nagster. Chavez with the first knockdown on the two Spartan Ninjas. And for SJSU, the cleanup is evident here. A quick teleport up to the high ground from Chavez once again. From manager to player, SJSU take the first dub of the day. Joe, you came in right at the climactic finish there. Was that a banger game, Zeph? You know what? It was absolutely phenomenal. Thank you so much, Chavez. It's a new lobby every single time. Chavez, I know you sell yourself short. You said you were only going to find 30 damage. I'll tell you what, you made it look absolutely easy there. And heck, you even started the first knock against Simpson University. Still though, Simpson University was aggressive, and we will have to take a look and see about how, I guess, their score line will fall here. Points are getting updated. IGLing? Yo, the IGLing was impeccable. Whoever made the decision, whoever made the position to hold that one out efficiently, congratulations. Cleaner, shout out to the TAMU boys. They did their best for Texarkana. I hope to see them make it to a top 5 finish because they had the right mentality about them. They got to the perfect place in zone. They just lost the 3v3. Who are the other observers? I'll be honest with you, I don't know. I've got my observer in game, keeping up the competitive integrity of a 2-minute delay there, but I'm not quite sure who the other folks in the lobby are with us today. Syncursive, I'd love to answer that. All good, reset, reload, let's go. That's the bet. That's the spirit. That is always the spirit for any one of these games. And with the skill level that's on Texas A&M, and I promise you I'm not biased, they should be able to turn themselves around here. That being said, I got to see a strong 3v3 from that roster. It's going to take some time, but I think they can deliver in their best moments ahead here. I'm going to pop on over to the scoreboard. I'm not entirely sure if this one is officially locked in, but let's take a look. Yeah, this one is likely still updating as we go here. Yeah, we got a very, very large leaderboard that will slowly piece itself together. Sadly, the lobby has already closed, so we cannot look at the scoreboard in lobby. Observer, whenever the game finishes, pop on over to that scoreboard on the right side of screen when it pops up in the next game, so we can take a look at the official scores a little bit quicker. Viking Cap, how we doing? You're doing great. Ton of Clay, Chavez, half. They deliver the first win of the day. They do it in style. A very quick and easy cleanup against Rio Grande, as well as Simpson University. So at least 6 KP there. I don't know if they were able to hold out more aggressively against teams like Northern Michigan or a few of the other squads that they picked up on their rotates. But for SJSU, I mean, they should be, if it's a 12-point for a dub and then at least 10 KP, we got to talk about maybe 25 points potentially for SJSU to start this one off. We'll see how it goes. Schmub will be there soon. Schmub was in my chat. I mean, he was here just a second ago. I'm pretty sure, I don't know where Schmub is, but he is officially in lobby this time around. Terrible died first? I don't know what that means, personally. Well, taking a look at the lobby this time around, I can confirm that we will be moving to a full 20-team lobby. It does look like we're getting in the last couple of members here. At least right now, one of the St. John's University rosters is still stuck as a duo, as well as the University of Dayton. Yeah, should be the rest just fine. Thanos, Schmub, just portaled in. Terrible died first? Really? I don't even know. Hold on. I don't even see someone named Terrible. You guys are messing with me. Viking Cap, we need you, dog. The crazy thing is you don't. If SJSU doesn't win all 6 or 4 games tonight, is it 4 games, I thought? Either way, if they don't win all of the games tonight, I would be absolutely shocked. Four matches. That's what I thought. All right. 6 matches is only for finals. Well, hey, there you go. Realistically, it's going to be the race between Kennesaw and SJSU if we're talking about a finals matchup. But there is no Kennesaw this week, and we will see how things go. Let me just check real quick. All right, we should be starting the match just shortly here. Everyone's ready. Does look like we're trying to get in just 1 or 2 last remaining members here. Is KSU playing at all? KSU has come to me and said that they are interested in playing. They said next week they are likely to play through it. So, not this week. I don't know what the conflict for KSU was this week, but they should be actively playing this time around next Thursday. So if you're looking for, I mean, some of you would say the competition, Kennesaw will be arriving potentially next Thursday, at least from what Kindly Monkey said. He said, I mean, if I scroll up here, he literally said, we will run this down next week. It will be entertaining. So not only are they going to show up next week, they're going to show it up and try to blow it out completely. No, sir. USD South Dakota, welcome to the chat. I'll tell you what, USD, I believe we were watching you guys one of these other nights. Hey, stave off Kennesaw and SJSU as much as you will try. They've got a wealth of experience on those 2 rosters. Yeah, unless it's finals, I'll probably not be able to play, or at least I will be late. Well, we've definitely got time ahead here before we breach the concept of finals. Hopefully we'll be getting lobby going in just a bit here. I don't know. No, it doesn't look like. Hey, Manuelito! Congratulations on your first game here. Albeit, I don't have any major point stat line updated for the likes of you guys. I mean, you almost completely died and were dusted here at the hands of, I believe it was Sam Houston State University. They'll take around 5 minutes per match. Okay, cool. Kanji character, welcome. Another fan favorite of the KSU family. I think it's absolutely hilarious that your name is just literally kanji character. But thank you so much for the follow. By the way, did you change your name to kanji character? Because the first time I saw you, I just went, oh, it's kanji character. According to Chavez, we won with 20? That's 32 points. 32 points for SJSU, and they wiped out a third of the lobby. Oh, man, I wish I could see these results a little bit quicker. Zephyr, can you tell them to start? Probably not. Looks like everybody's here. Please, please. I was gonna say, actively, can't you guys type in chat as well? Also, Kanji, I do find that absolutely hilarious that you found yourself, I think that's funny. Nah, they got chat locked. Ah, okay. No reason to wait on one person. I mean, yeah, personally, this is the Zephyr wisdom of watching at least 3 weeks of Collegiate nonstop, or just being a part of Collegiate for 3 years now. If they're not here, they're not here. If you say a 5-minute hard start, a 5-minute hard start is a 5-minute hard start. It is just how it goes, and it discredits those who do show up on time. So we are going to get the matches started, though, officially here. So 2-minute delay for Zephyr. That being said, for those of you that are watching, I am live, but my secondary setup for the games themselves are on a 2-minute delay. That does not mean the games have to wait for me. I'm always ready to go every step of the way. By the way, will SJSU win match 1? The answer was yes. So, with predictions on board, let's do this again. Will SJSU win match 2? Yes, no. Last time around, you guys didn't even bet on the yes. Exactly. Competitive integrity, respect. There you go. It's very simple. So 2 minutes on the clock. I know you guys like to go for that one. For some of you, it should be an easy layup, but I will say, Rio Grande came very, very close to being in a better position there after that reset against SJSU. There was a small moment where they could have been wiped out. Even St. John's University on their rotation from train line could have equally finished the job there against SJSU while they were low in the truck, and they just chose not to. So, always a bit of a shame there, but realistically, I think there's the chance for any one of these teams to come out. That being said, the bet does currently lead over on the yes heavily and heavily at 260 on that one, just 10 for the no. And you know what? The no is always possible. If anything I've shown you these last few days, the chance for these squads to turn it around and pull something out like a miracle is always real. All right. I'm going to pop on over to the in-game feed. You can see, of course, a double duo start here for teams like University of Dayton and the likes of St. John University Blue. Match will start here in just a second. There is no legend bans, I think, if I'm correct. Should be a fairly fast release start. And yeah, don't be afraid to swap around. I'll always be able to keep up. If you don't know what you're looking at, I do. Don't worry about it. Correct. No legends banned? Great. By the way, KSU Gold last semester was getting 150 plus per week. 150 plus weeks. Well, let's do the math. So right now you said SJSU just finished with 20 KP and a dub. That alone is currently 32 points. So if there's only 4 games, you guys would need to put up 118 out of those last 3 remaining. That doesn't divide perfectly, but it would be about 40 points per game, right? So if we take away the win, you would have to get an additional 28 kills. You'd have to kill half of the lobby. SJSU would have to constantly be on top of every single one of these teams. And granted, we are even missing 2 players here, so the available 57 points becomes 55. So, at 55, you would have to wipe out, mathematically, 50, yeah, exactly almost 50%. Speed Demon, welcome back. We got a little bit of play versus action with us tonight. Game 2 on the board here. No bans and plenty of strategies that you could see. I mean, there's interesting stuff galore. Hopefully we get a little bit more to discuss it, especially with some of these teams who do set themselves up. So far, the only thing that has really appeared in terms of the new season that looks really, really good is some of the hard light glass features that we got to see on the truck line and some of these teams holding out for their life. Other than that, there's still a lot of time ahead here for these features to really establish themselves in terms of competitive despair. I don't think Fuse is that good. I think the Ultimate was more of a nerf than it was a buff. Catalyst is fantastic, but realistically, it depends on how you play a Catalyst. I mean, there's a lot of macro knowledge you got to have to make that cat work here. I love the fact that I am seeing so many cryptos in the lobby. It's not completely thrown away. Very similarly, though, to a team like ECAC, there is a lot of lifeline. Squads understand that they do get full set, and so trying to get themselves ready and recovered is a big priority.
Standard issue because it's dependable.
We're going to jump between plenty of teams. Who are we cheering for? You're cheering for whoever, but the best team in this lobby is definitely San Jose State. Simpson University did manage to finish second the last game, though, right alongside squads like the University of Texas Rio Grande Valley. So those three squads were in the top position, and we'll see who else can actually make their way to the top 3 this time around. We're going to jump on over to the University of South Dakota. They got themselves a start over towards West and East Skyhook alongside Northern Michigan University. SJSU is playing. SJSU is, in fact, playing. They are Team 10. We'll see them here in a little bit. Last time around, they were starting over towards that fragment side of zone.
Extended light mag here.
Northern Michigan, they are separated right now. This is a fairly standard start for those that do try to play within the Trials POI. You get a half split between the western end of Skyhook as well as that Trials area. It is going to be a separation, though, of Hope Webb. They're actually split from their team and have now been spotted out here. Northern Michigan University has to be very, very careful. If they understand, that they are caught out there, that's an easy pickup for South Dakota. I do like this from Hope, though, keeping it heavily separated, playing towards that northern side of zone, and we'll get themselves back up. Just south of them, you do have St. John's University Blue, as well as the University of Dayton as a duo, so we could see them in a little bit. SJSU just keeping a little bit of the, mind on the money here. They are currently rotating towards Harvester in that very center of the map. I Hope Webb is just a click away from getting a complete reunition of North Michigan here. It looks like South Dakota kind of lost him in the sauce in terms of what could have been an easy first kill chase there. Maybe giving a little bit too much respect to the rotations ahead here, but hey, without any of that extra information in the scan only just appearing here, they just figured out where the rest of this team is. They're going to see it's over towards that northern kind of market side, which is where this could lead.
Sniper stuck here. Level
Team
2.
15, St. John's University, red here. Up above, it's none other than the Haskell Indians. Trying to get a little heady snipe on the top of Epicenter there. Burt with a long-range Maggie drill. Doesn't look like it results in much. I'll tell you what, Wild Panda last time around with the Sentinel was one of the first knocks that we got to see. Sadly, they weren't able to convert it to a full kill ahead. But it's definitely something to watch. Does look like Texas A&M, Tex Arcana here. Couple of early exchanges to their name as Team 16. But we're back to Northern Michigan,
We should head that way.
South Dakota. This time around, University of South Dakota is going to be the squad that's actually legitimately found out here. I'm really surprised to see the rest going for the exchanges, but hey, there we go. A wild Panda Hoss, not just knocked, but a full thirst as well here for the Haskell Indians Nation. Trying to train, yes, a crack. A couple of bow check arrows there, and you're going to force that tactical out. One single additional shot would do you in, but for the Haskell Indians, they're going to have to cross the space to get the remnants of those kills on the St. John's University. It is still a 2v3 scenario. Looks like Alabama State is arriving on the other side of the equation. Long-distance shots from University of Texas Rio Grande coming through there from that climatizer end. SJSU, it's time to begin the reckoning. Sights out on the ready. Love with the first knock found, and with one remaining member here on the other side of the equation, it's just a big beam from half there. That'll send Iggy, Forged in Toast, and Pikachu out to the gray screen. We're going to jump on over the pathway for Collegiate College. On the outside, Huntington trying to force their way in here. Couple of big burns, and that pylon on the interior is going to deny some of those initial nades. That's going to be the tick of that singularity. No longer available for Huntington to get inside here. Finally, a break of the pylon. Hartwick low. That's going to be dropped at Craven. Almost deleted. It's a trade for trade, but not before we see a knock-a-two from the Hartwick College side. Woofsy is completely on the exterior, and it is just Grizz. They're playing this one low and slow to make good use of that Mirage invisibility to get this one put back together for Huntington. Still, it would be a direct 2v2. From the other side, though, Texas A&M Texarkana coming on in here for the follow-up. A third-party exchange with Whoopi caught out. A teleport back to the building, and Grays and Zachary are already leading for the finish here. That'll be the full wipe from this roster. Two easily picked up here. It is going to be Huntington still alive, but oh so too close here to Texas A&M. It's a big beam back onto beams. Missiles down from the other side here. The minute they find out that this is a duo, this is going to be the go button for Texarkana here. Sentinel out. No shot to be found between the grates that are these windows.
Right here.
There's a little bit of an exchange there from Grizz, but it's just as much in return. Fine, a big break from Grizz there, but remember, it is still a 2v3 scenario against the Texas A&M Texarkana squad. Christy and Grizz, they're going to try to wrap this one around the back, but Christy is taking low. Let's take a jump on over to none other than SJSU. Keep tracking the excellence that is this premier level team. A full wipe on Leonidas, another couple of full thirsts there, and that will be the second set of 3 KP for San Jose State. They got a wrap right behind them from squads like St. John's and Northern Michigan, and we'll see how that one will fare. For Haskell Indian Nations, we saw a couple of knocks early outside of Epicenter, but the full follow-through chase is something that might have to take place to finish off the rest of the St. John's Apex Red team. Taking a look at that zone, we will be playing into Lava Siphon, where currently teams like Western Nebraska Community College have got themselves in position in the zone. Seminole State College of Florida is also here as well. Back towards Fragment, Norwich University. A little bit of the break, but the separation between here and the streamer building is not the biggest setup against teams like Texas Rio Grande. Well, for SJSU, the full push ahead there towards Landslide looks like it could be the end of Northern Michigan. When SJSU decides they're going to look for your finality, it is all but guaranteed here. The only saving grace right now for the likes of Northern Michigan is that they have a small height disparity on Landslide. It is not a guarantee, but SJSU are full health here. A ton of clay is going to be brought low, and we're realistically looking at what that go button for Shmub will be. Well, the first big go button is going to be the damage onto Hope Wed. Flying this one back here on the Valkyrie. Shmub will snipe that one out and away. Half for the fall through on that Octane. That's the knock on the Hex Forbidden. For Northern Michigan, the mad mistake of this roster was just the fact that they decided to play into SJSU. That'll be Shmub getting knocked out, but realistically, it's going to be a reset whether they like it or not. Towards the center of zone, Texas A&M, Texarkana, they're going to try to chase this as much as possible. Bros, ever have some great news about Abilene Christian University this next weekend? Is it the fact that T-Dobbs is playing? They are a solo of just T-Dobbs. Well, T-Dobbs is in fact playing. I sure do love Abilene Christian University. We'll see how you guys do. Texas Rio Grande, we saw them make it to the top 3 last time around, and with that knock on to God Han Solo and Pickle Rick here, it is one piece of KP away from taking us to 15 squads remaining. I mean, the chase ahead will be led by Manolito, but now you're starting to get into other squads here as well. Going to try to smoke this one out, and on the other side of zone, Norwich University is playing gatekeeper to the choke here. That could be the end of St. John's University, but we'll just have to wait and see. For now, the full send follow through from SJSU from Landslide. It's going to be a couple of long-range snipes, but more importantly, a P-2020 assault and a half extension tries to make the bomb work there with the knuckle cluster, but in the end, it is an absolute decimation here. Another major wipe. We are pushing now almost 12 KP for the SJSU roster coming out of game 2. For a squad like Texas A&M, Texarkana, they're going to have to get themselves set back up here. We've got the likes of Haskell Indians Nation University versus Simpson University. Simpson were able to make it to the end game last time around. For now, we'll hold things out. Jumping on over to Western Nebraska. We saw a couple of exchanges here, and there's going to be the full thirst finish on the other side. 12 squads remaining on the interior. St. John's University is going to be trying to stick this revive, but the entry from Western Nebraska is just as good here. Sin Cursive, thank you for the follow. It comes right alongside the alternator knock. One last remaining member. I hope they got that revive off because you can see the Ash port play. Sadly, it's just too much. Bro, you're live on Twitter? I'm back live on everything! I'm everywhere! Oh yeah, I'm live on just about everything here. SJSU with another couple of full thirsts. Shmub was knocked outside of Harvester here, and they are going to get slightly held back. Live on up? Nope, not quite. I wish I was. All right. Team 16. It is Texas A&M, Texarkana. They got a couple of knocks there on some of these long-range shots. For SJSU, though, as we take a look at them, they're not in zone. They could wrap behind Huntington College and be just fine here. Manolito knock for Texas Rio Grande here as University will continue to push this one forward. Norwich University, not much better than some. They just got themselves sent back up over the Rio Grande. The river is ever present. It will be just one remaining member taking to the height here. A little bit of a trade back on Akai. It's Graceful Melon. It's going to get shot out from above. With the Rio Grande, they're going to utilize that lifeline ultimate to get Coyote back into play here. Should be safety to their name. There's the Newcastle reset now here from Texas A&M, Texarkana in the center of Lava Station. Now this zone in particular usually works its way back up towards that northern side. Sometimes you get the split towards the northern end of Lava Siphon, but for Texas A&M, Texarkana, they're going to have to move. Yep, there you go. There's the zone. Plenty of teams already available for a squad like Newmont College. They might be all said and done. SJSU! Say their name too many times, too fast, and they could be all done and dusted here. Hyperactive now, the last remaining member of Newmont College, going to try to stick out this reset. Half is separated. Tonic play is low and just barely is able to get the port play off here. It is going to be a reset on the interior for Newmont, but not the full thirst that they need. Instead, we'll jump on over to Simpson University from top 3 to now a facing fight here against what I can only assume is, yes, one of the last remaining members of the Rio Grande. They're caught out much earlier this time around. That's a big opening for the points race. Little tune back into St. John's University. It is going to be the white roster. Some of them, they call themselves the Chuds, apparently. I don't know why. SJSU now, though, there's the lack of recovery. Newmont should have gotten the full thirst, and now you have the full wrath of the Spartans here. A trade for trade, a sparing barrage ultimate to dive to the other side of the building. Surprisingly, half and Schmubber low, but it comes at the cost of 2 there. Big wipe finishes. Age Ghost was brought back into this. The lifeline could be enough for resets, but remember, with that full thirst, they will be finished off. Sunplay will get dropped by Y-Dog here. A big snipe on the other side of this zone. He's going to try to breach the interior of this building to get themselves set back up, but the problem is, you do have a knock. The only saving grace is the fact that for the likes of St. John's Apex Blue, they are stuck as a duo for this game, so they don't have the confidence to take a full fight. They're just going to rotate this one to the low ground. The same can be said for the Western Nebraska Community College, stuck as a duo there. A quick tune in with Simpson University. They out-survived teams like Texas Rio Grande to make it towards that northern side of the zone. A couple of snipes on that other end. I can only assume that's Texas A&M, Texarkana. Yeah, there you go. Big jump on over to Beans. Bro, my Chud teammate got disconnected.
Over here. 빨리 가자.
You know what? I don't know what that means. We're just going to have to wait and see. We got 2 minutes on this zone close.
Got one of them here.
Right now, SJSU has one of the better positions into it, but they did lose out on Ton of Clay. Half and Shmub, though, are as good as any to get the job done. They will be able to find a ratting remaining member down below. Got the full thirst that they would want. A ticking beam. Finally, the P2020 onto Y-Dock there. On the other side of the equation, Simpson University, though, they can see and smell the weakness that is SJSU. There's the knock onto half. That should leave just Shmub up here to defend. That could be Ton of Clay that just came down. But we will have to wait and see. For Simpson University, a full thirst is lying ahead here. They just have to push it. Shmub with a Braver knock on its Toxic Vader.
빨리 가자.
We've got plenty of other teams here. Texas A&M, Texarkana, they have Haskell Indians Nation just ahead of them on that building. The bridge now taken over by the likes of Simpson University. I believe that's SJSU. Highs ever, Simpson U is not actually Team 12, they were Team 11. Thank you. Sorry, it's just what's said on the document. So I apologize for the,
misinformation. This way. 가자.
Scan this area.
Western Nebraska. I hope this is the right team. Its Toxic Vader was sniped out by SJSU. From the other side, Texas A&M. We did see a knock against them here from the likes of this roster.
Enemy over there.
Rays might be back in play here. We're going to get a quick check-in from the Haskell Indians Nation. They do not have much shield health to their name. Evo is not looking super great from this team. And yes, Texas A&M, Texarkana were able to set themselves up just outside of Grambling. It's not the best position.
We need position over there.
They're going to have to make this one work for the end game. Zone continuing to tick this one forward. Western Nebraska here. Going to try to rotate this run around the back. Haskell Indians Nation could spell them out, whatever weakness it is. I don't know who this squad is, because if it's not Simpsons University, it's got to be someone else. Hold on, really quick. Maui Wowie.
Let's get you back on your feet.
Quick reset there. Let's see. Maui Wowie, Maui Wowie, Maui Wowie. Not seeing it on my sheet. It is a misnomer team. I wish I could tell you. You got to get private EA codes, though, to put the team names alongside. Well, the full zone, I mean, it's a tough position, but right now, it is going to be Haskell Indians currently with the best space control here. I mean, they've got this entire southern side in section. Team 12, they're going to do their best to slowly rotate this one out, but they have to pay their respects to either side of the zone here, because they can get wrapped by Texas A&M, Texarkana if they are not careful. Little mobile shield recovery from the Haskell Indians. It does look like Texas A&M, Texarkana are going to play that low ground fissure, and that might allow them to survive to second place overall. Maybe a rotate through the zip line, maybe an evac play. We'll just have to wait and see. There's the slow move ahead here. Team 12. Little nades back on the other side for the Haskell Indians. Now they are forced to drop the castle wall. It's not much better for Team 12, but they'll find a knock onto Vert nonetheless. A big beam on the new castle isn't the wipe they want, and it's a great catalyst wall to get them back to safety. Texas A&M, Texarkana has sent to the high here as Wild Panda Hawk is the last remaining member. A pick and a half here. Team 12 will bide their time. Wild Panda Hoss dropping to the low ground. That will leave Texas A&M, Texarkana versus Team 12. Dover trying to cross the distance. A massive beam on the back foot, trying to get the at least force for safety. 2020's through the edge. Maui Wowie down here. Texarkana's Craze will lead. Another knock on to Dover. One remaining member, and it's a wipe. Now down below, the Haskell Indians are one member away here for Texas A&M, Texarkana. There's no possible way they lose this game. A drop to the low ground here, and a dub for game 2. Talk about a return of a lifetime from 8th overall to a win coming out of this last game. They almost were held out there of Lava Siphon as well. Shout out to Texas A&M. Gig 'em. That'll be their first dub of the day. No SJSU win. Apparently their PC disconnected, which is, you know what? A saving grace when you needed it most. That'll be the dub for them. Hopefully we get to see a little bit of the points here. It does look like we don't have the full lobby. Give me the match summary. Did you remember to click match summary? Nope. No Gig'em? What does Texarkana do? Soar. Eagles soar Eagles. Really? Well, there you go. Very nice. For show. Hey! Manolito 0516. It was not quite as fantastic of a success for the Rio Grande this time around. But you know what? You guys still looked good on a couple of those pushes there. Personally, I'm a minor fan favorite of that roster after their first games. But hey, there's plenty of time ahead here. The Haskell Indians, they managed to turn it around as well, getting a top 3 finish there. And I wish I knew this if this was Seminole State College or if this was someone else. Let's take a look. Seminole State. Tough to say. Let's take a look at this. Now, hopefully everyone joins to their right team, because if they don't join to their right team, I sadly cannot cast who they are. Seminole State is 11. Okay, good to know. But Team 12 is not there. All right, we'll see in a second. I'm going to pop on over to the leaderboard. I'm not quite sure is... Oh, no, there we go. We actually do have at least some of the points up here. It looks like most of this is going to come through from the non-most recent game. Actually, it's a little messy. Some of this is accurate, some of this is not. I know Texas A&M, Texarkana got more points than 3 eliminations here. Either way, it's what we have to work with, so let's get a minor analysis there. SJSU, that is just their points from game 1. We're still waiting on their points from the last result as well. Yeah, we'll see how that one slowly pulls itself together. Teams like Simpson University did manage to finish within the top 3. 16 points is a lot, though, so that is partially their first performance and their secondary performance there. I believe if that is Simpson University, if that is 100% accurately Simpson University, then Love You Pookie, Pot Got Smoked, and Scorpion Fired. No, that's Simpson University in Team 12. They are set up there correctly. Can I see this stream after you end the stream? Yeah. Yeah, you can check my published VODs all down below. There's definitely there's an incredible moment there, Manolito, where you are 1v1ing in the blue box area just south of Lava Fisher. And you do successfully get the kind of pseudo resets off, and you get the double knock with the Rolling Thunder, right? And so we did catch that from you guys. Sadly, we didn't get to see how you died quite as well in this last game, but we did get to see one of your pushes. I'm doing the best that I can to keep up with all the teams that I see in front of me here. Play Versus is very, very new. We don't see nearly all of these teams. Nearly all of these teams do not compete in any of the other collegiate avenues for Apex. And so It is. I am trying to basically learn 57 plus teams in real time here. So, Chavez, welcome back. Half. I'm disappointed. I'm just disappointed. SJSU, I am disappointed. There's never a chance that you guys should be doing worse than what I'm seeing. I'm just going to be completely honest. Okay? Great stuff. Hi. Welcome back, South Dakota. You guys are, well, at least from this current listing, it says you have 1 point. So we've got a lot ahead of us here. This time around, it does seem like we will be missing one roster before we get into it. Hopefully, we will see them rejoin. It is Northern Michigan University. Hilariously, a team that South Dakota was playing against over towards that Skyhook area. And oh, hey, look at that. Northern Michigan University is putting themselves back together here in the lobby, so they are not going to be missing from this one. Hopefully, we're able to see them get their full third teammate back on their foot. Yeah, some of these points, we got a little bit of a mixed bag. Some if week 1 combined lobby match results. Admins are working to manually score as matches conclude. I assumed. Joe, by the way, I could shoot you some cool stuff. There is ways to have it automatic. I was about to say, I'm not the most well informed, but I know people who are. I don't know if you need EA codes. I don't think you actually do. But there is ways to have an automatic score sheet that just finishes the minute the game is over. And so, I'd love that. My DMs are open. Very cool. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Yeah. Talk to Shmub. Don't talk to Shmub. Actually, I don't know if he knows how to do that. Just to show you, for fun fact, we could have sworn we needed EA codes, but are eager to learn more. Yeah, I recently thought the exact same thing as well, and then someone showcased that as long as you have a launch option, you should be good. Can I see this stream after it ended? Manolito, yes! You absolutely can. Yes. See. 100%. As I was saying, we definitely caught some of your exchanges. Personally, I love Overstat. Overstat is fantastic. It is definitely like the place to upload games and score lines. It keeps it all nice and uniform and really, really easy. And I'm pretty sure as long as you use the correct launch option, you might have to test it out. But yeah. Well, we are getting the games back together here. We might be seeing Northern Michigan as a duo in their entirety, but we got a little bit of time ahead. That one team, UTRGV, must have the funniest, most cool players on it, but I don't know. That's what I heard. A Static Sense, huh? UTRGV. University of Texas Rio Grande Valley. You know, so far, just looking at the standings, just looking at this one casually, it does seem like you are currently competitive for at least the top 5. I'm not 100% sure, right? Because we're getting some updates as we go here. But at least for Texas Rio Grande, you guys are not... You definitely aren't no slouches there. I would have loved to have seen you guys survive a little bit further in that match. But you know what? I guess we're just going to have to see for games 3 and 4 on Storm Point. Okay? But that's just the wind. That just must have been the wind here. Truth be told, you're also going to have to compete against an SJSU who probably isn't disconnecting in the middle of game this time. Which, I'm going to be honest with you, that is a terrifying thing to behold here. Even though they went out early that game, they probably still walked away with at least 12 plus KP. 12 or 15 KP. So they're probably just shy of 50 points here going into it. We had 22 KP. Okay, well, that's a problem. That's a terrifying problem. They're guaranteed to be over 50 points here for SJSU. I'm not going to lie. This juice kind of tastes salty. I don't understand it. Well, here's the thing, Kindly Monkey. If you guys join, you're going to be in a situation where both of you are committing for the same you're committing for the same aggression, right? And so if both rosters are fighting toe and toe, deleting, a third of the lobby, there's only so much lobby available for your KP. At some point, you're not going to have enough KP. So, I don't know what to say to that. But it ain't much. Also, I agree with Southern Dakota. No, stay out, please. All right. We got the games starting up here. Yay, but Anonymous is off, so we'll know when it is them. That is also true. No anonymous mode means that when you do see KP and you do see the drops, you can just follow up and maybe kill them. These are definitely options, guys. Well, popping back to the in-game as we do officially breach 14 there. Shout out to the sub counter. I actually have to ticket one more up because of I'm Kayak earlier on the stream today. Shout out to him again for the subscription. We are now up to 532. I'm going to make an announcement tomorrow in my private server, by the way, that we are going to end the subathon tomorrow. So after Premier League, I'm probably just going to run the clock down. So we will see how that goes. Where is my Viking POV? There is no Viking. No Viking cap tonight. It is just Shub, Shmub, Ton of Clay, and Half. Half is stepping in for the legend that is Viking cap. And, I mean, Shmub's here. Kindly Monkey, if you love Shmub. We'll see how the rest of these teams do. It is going to be a duo now, by the way, for the likes of Northern Michigan University. So we will see how they perform here going into the remnants of these lobbies. I don't know if we will be seeing the full roster on the last game, but realistically, it's only 4 players missing. I do, but he kept crashing at LAN. That is also true. You know, what can you do? You know who kept crashing at LAN? Kamal. Kamal from ISU. Iowa State University was definitely struggling. All right, third game underway. We are going to be moving on to Storm Point. Let's take a look and see if that changes just about anything. There isn't any legend bans, so it's really just going to be how you like to play here. I mean, Metrospective on University of Dayton's playing Vantage, you know? I mean, you're rocking with whatever you want to rock with, you know, correct or not, efficient or not. I would just yell stupid Shmub every reset. I wondered why Kamal would keep side-eyeing me. Yeah, it's because Kamal was the real one who was crashing, and then they had to do the PC reset on ISU. Either way, we'll be taking a look at the official start of this game. No one's in Cenote Cave. Plenty of space for most of these POIs. Lightning Rod will be left alone. For teams like St. John's University, Apex Blue, they've got Zeus Station for a solid rotate ahead here. If you're looking for SJSU, they're playing Ferrari. So, if your name is Newmont College of Computer Science over there towards the North Pad, fear for your life. You will get sent upon in just a little bit. Your POI will become the probably graveyard very, very shortly here because there is no slowing play to SJSU to get their initial weaponry. Move on.
How about we reposition
University of Texas Rio Grande will be in barometer, and we did just get that light checkup on Texas A&M, Texarkana. Didn't get to see where they went, but tough to say.
Shotgun
Light mag
bolt
here.
level 3.
I mean, we're just switching through the pack here. Most squads will just be looting. Fatballs, Wizard, pleasure to see you. Welcome to the Play versus broadcast. Always happy to showcase the best of the best. Now we are going to get a little bit of a fight potential between the Haskell Indians Nations University and Norwich University here. Norwich on that low ground. Haskell Indians here up above. I mean, Haskells have been in the driver's seat. You just saw them make it all the way to the top 2 this last game. Getting some KP against Norwich University would be a great start here. We're going to see if they can get a scan back on them. Can we have a bet? I forgot about it. I'll give you one in a second here. For now, though, it's going to be the start of success here for Norwich University. Not the start that you want to see against the Haskell Indians, but just as quickly, they're going to face knocks of their own here. Hazy May and Vert trying to pressure this one out. By the way, shout out to Chud Monk. Chud Monk just got a triple kill.
Here.
A shmub in half, almost going down entirely. I'm pretty sure SJSU might be dying in North Pat. Shout out to Newmont College of Computer Science. Okay, it is King Addict. Or King Addy. It is a 2v2 scenario here for SJSU. Ton of Clay will get that full thirst on Caged Ghost, making it an official 2v2. There's the banner recovery here for the Haskell Indians, and a runaway for Norwich University for now. Ton of Clay's gonna get that knock in North Pad, and with the final follow through from half, SJSU does get the wipe in. Man, oh man. All right, can we have a bet? The bet this time around is, will SJSU win match 3? We're just gonna keep it up. Why? Because it's honestly the funniest thing ever. And I don't have any other statistics. I don't have other statistics to do. So, 2 minutes on the board. Will SJSU win this game? They've already taken one fight to their name in North Pat area against the Newmont College. We'll see how it ends up for the rest of them. There is the respawn out and away here from the Haskell Indians. They have no health to their name. They are still on whites for Hazy and Wild Pound. Still, though, that is big flesh bound for Bert. The missile swarm will launch, but it won't be the knock that the Haskell Indians need. They're going to continue rotating this one western out of the waterfall here. Heals. Graceful Melon, the slow tick of health. Dumps stepping up just as well. This high ground should be the benefit of a lifetime here, as it does look like either Simpson University or Seminole State just got wiped out in the kill feed here.
Survey beacon here.
Sam Houston State University and the Hartwick College playing Cedo Station. This is where that fight just occurred. A third-party exchange may be available for Sam Houston State. We're back to the Haskell Indians. This time around, I mean, this should be the knock that they've been searching for. Norwich University gonna get shot to the side, and the reset for Wild Panda Haas means they actually lose out on Graceful Melon. Up on the high ground, most Delta Scorches coming through from the other end, but it is gonna be a trade of 75. Vert, as he mail, a 2v2 scenario, missile swarms down. There's gonna be the catch out behind the truck, and for the Haskell Indians, one final remaining member. That'll be the wipeout of a lifetime here. They managed to defend themselves over on the side to their west, University of South Dakota and SJSU. App's gonna find the 99 knock on to pass Chauffeur, and that's gonna be a 3v2 advantage here for the SJSU roster. A quick switch to the infinite ammo ahead here. Shmup, I mean, we're even looting the first spin. Realistically, we're getting a lot of time out and away here for SJSU to get their response. In the kill feed, Texas A&M, Texarkana. A trade, 1-for-1 as Leonidas will escape all the way up towards that wall area. Not to mention, though, Alabama State, Haskell Indians Nation, still oh so close. Texas A&M here, a trade of a lifetime. A 1v1 scenario. Raised with the slow heal, Fortune Toast up above here for Harrisburg University. Digging in Pikachu. Not the best situation for recovery. Fortune Toast low here. Knockdown v knockdown. A nade extended for Praise. A blast back, though, will send him to just 50 health remaining. Another nade onto the interior here. And that's going to be minor health exchange. Fortune and Toast doesn't want to send this. No matter how confident they are, that's going to allow Crazed from Texas A&M Texarkana to get themselves healed back up. Someone has just landed nearby. A third party has arrived for fun here. Forged and Toast will be throttled. And this is none other than St. John's University. They're going to get a couple of these full thirsts onto Texas A&M Texarkana. It isn't the white, though, of this roster. Praise will run this one out over to the side to try to keep the Dreams alive. Camping about that zone, this one is going to be a hillside pull, all the way towards the eastern side of that zone. For SJSU, I mean, we've missed out on a couple of their already electric KP. Fritz brought out here as that last remaining member of whomever. St. John's University, they got to rotate alongside themselves as we're going to see Hartwick College. They already got a full knock finish for the likes of St. John University. One person running this one out towards the L building could be running into the University of South Dakota here. We're going to pop back on over to SJSU. They just got one knock and could be looking for more. Wydock stuck as a solo here up to that secondary height. Apto on the Octane is just as quick. No launch pad to get away there. The full crack, only 50 health remaining. And with the jump pad available, one good single beam would do you in here. App will be able to jump pad in response to this rotation. And oh, it's the perfect 80 ace finish there. SJSU now, they have complete control of this northern side of zone. Shout out to teams like Northern Michigan University and the Haskell Indians. They're already playing for a very good spot in this zone. I hope they understand the further eastern pull. University of South Dakota, they've been playing recovery all day long, and now they are looking like the Hunters here. It is still a 2v2 exchange against Hartwick College. Woofy and Gothic Craven are up on that high ground. They want nothing to do with this. They're actually going to start moving this one in towards zone, maybe to craft off a little bit later on. SJSU, though, out from command center and ahead here to the start of new KP. It feels like it was just a second ago that we were looking at half on the follow up on top of command center. Nice crack. It isn't going to be much more than that. Hitting those shots on a rotating Valkyrie is something even the pros struggle to do. It will be the University of Texas Rio Grande getting a successful rotate over towards that hillside depot area. That is going to convert to a top 5 finish if they can hold on to it. A slide down here from Sam Houston State. We saw them survive to the very end of that last game. A diving recovery for Western Nebraska needs to be a launch and a half. It's Toxic Vader to the sky of that jump pad. Looks like we've got Texas A&M Texarkana on the other side of the equation that could be thirsting a couple of things out here. Rio Grande Valley, they've got their own situation ahead here, building for building, trying to take away height. That is going to be St. John's University's main roster, the Chuds here on the other side. None other than Chudmonk, the first one found against Texas Rio Grande. It is going to be recovered for the entire Rio Grande team. SJSU just got a wipe in Stormcatcher, and now they're going to be rotating in from that Stormcatcher Eastern Choke. For Texas A&M Texarkana, they will find its Toxic Vader. Owen is just as quick to be screwed on the pooch here, and with an evac potential play available, they can find Western Nebraska, but instead, we'll jump back on over to SJSU. Into the choke they will go. Into the choke they will drop Daisy Mail. A teleport position sends Wild Panda Hawks to the grave, and I'm pretty sure that was the Haskell Indians Nation caught out there in the choke. SJSU, they might turn towards a third party here between Texas Rio Grande and St. John's University. They're already beginning to look for this up towards the secondary height. This is 6 individual players. There's the Fuse ultimate on the very edge of the zone, and this is not the best decision from SJSU, but they will try and make it work. Point blank wingman shots for Ton of Clay on the stairwell there, and Shrug heals this one up. A sneaking peek there from half as a static sense will go down for Texas Rio Grande. half through the other side of the window. A recovery from the Newcastle. A peek from Ton of Clay as the mobile shield will move. That's going to be the death of Ton of Clay here. Boy, it's going to be stuck. Another peek from SJSU. Metalite brought to their end, and it is Schmub who decides to just run this one away. A sliding teleport. Oh, it is just barely a survival against the University of Dayton here. It is a full burst against Ton of Clay, and the teleport perhaps is a savior. That'll be 2 members up for SJSU as we turn this one back towards the split here. Sadly for Texas, for Texas Rio Grande, it's really the third-party exchange. Coming in late, Seminole State College now turns their attention to St. John's University, and they're going to be the benefactors of all this KP. It's a good response, though, from St. John's. Alvarino trying to keep this one alive, but there is another major port play for the Altar to keep himself healthy. Mr. Ranger setting up those rampart walls, and they come oh so too late, forced to take the port as well to get Seminole State back to their surviving position. Team 3, this is Hartwick College. They've just barely gotten themselves set back up after a knock early on the Woofie. They're going to start to get this rotate off towards that northern side of zone. SJSU, by the way, was able to pull themselves back together. For squads like the University of South Dakota, there is no pass chauffeur, and they're going to be rotating right behind Sam Houston State here. A very slow-waiting rat in western Nebraska will keep that train alive for this team. Let's jump back on over to SJSU. This is that late rotate that's going to get you screwed. High ground control. One remaining member, and from up above, picks up all 3 of those. It is going to be a turning attention towards Texas A&M Texarkana. Up on high, though, now. Sam Houston State University, they saw this late rotate, and that will be it for Southern Dakota, South Dakota. A big teleport play from SJSU actually finds them caught out here by Texas A&M Texarkana. Texas A&M Texarkana now leads with 2. Schmub will be popped off from behind. It's up to half to get any kind of knock as Bean peeks the other end. That'll be Bean's knock, but Craze is in for the follow-through. Texas A&M Texarkana has wiped out San Jose. They make a bad play. They don't realize that their port has become contested, and they walk right into their death here. Top 5 squads remaining. Ton of Clay is tossing, shake my head. It might have been. It might have been. Viking Cap might have to step in here. University of Dayton, they've been playing as a duo all day long, and they've actually managed to make it to the top 5 here. Sam Houston State University's alongside them. Seminole State College still playing that building up towards the northern side. And yes, teams like Texas A&M Texarkana, we'll see how they get themselves to zone. In the choke right now, a team we haven't discussed, Hartwick College, still trying to defend their current position. There's the port play back for Seminole State College. I mean, this is a guaranteed position in zone for them, so it's not a bad spot. Instead, Texas A&M Texarkana, they probably should choose the choke. Viking is getting kicked off, sadly, so no POV. True. It is true. No more Viking Cap, guys. Texas A&M Texarkana running right into Hartwick College. They don't have a choice, though. They have to fight this out. It is barely in the edge of this zone. They need one good port play. If I'm Hartwick College, I have one objective right now. It is to stop Texas A&M Texarkana. You do not let them get a climb up. You do not let them get a port. The minute they arrive is the minute they die. As a result, they're actually forced out and away here. Metrospective with a sniper's mark knock onto Zachary here for the University of Dayton. That is a recovery for Texas A&M. That is a very early Newcastle shield. I'm curious if we will see one available for the end game, because none of these major buildings will be available or in play here. Couple late rotates from Dayton to give them their safety. Texarkana's already beginning to start to look towards this wall to try to give themselves a rotation up to zone. And from up on high, Metrospective here from Dayton, it's not much better. You're starting to get out-angled by Texas A&M Texarkana, and with a couple of shots, a good nade or two. There's the tactical from Zachary. I mean, this should be easy, KP. It's a 3v2 scenario. Bluish Game Boy, Metrospective now, getting shot from the low ground. Praise will be found. Bluish will take to the sky and just barely gets themselves over towards that grab lift. Still, for Dayton, they have one remaining member up here. It is not the end of the world. I've seen Rats go the distance here. Bluish Game Boy, though, we got to start to play this small, and here's a problem. Sam Houston State University, they can see you as clear as day. Hardwick College in for the choke, and now looking towards this building. It is not the greatest setup for Seminole State College. They are going to get held out, but the greatest difference maker could be that Sheila. It just depends how you use it. Seminole State, where they exit, where they will go. Can they find a kidnap? Who will know? Down to the first floor. This will be their exit of choice. It's still not a great result for them. It looks like Dayton will be found out here, and a drop to low ground for Hardwick is the ever-present end of the Seminole College there. Another full burst on Mr. Ranger. Whoopi will get shot out, though. Zoger actually pulls it off. Seminole State will survive, and now they have to get the rest of the team put back together. Texas A&M, Texarkana, they're more distracted with Sam Houston State right now. Chris is low, sniped back from Texas A&M. The Seminole State College, though, did lose out on Maui Wowie in their entirety. And now Texas A&M, Texarkana is turning their attention completely towards that left side. Sam Houston State is in the driver's seat in this game. They have one of the best positions here. Yo, shout out where it is due to the Seminole College here. Massive damage onto Texas A&M, Texarkana. Zachary will go down. Craze will follow suit, and it's one good peek here from the likes of Sam Houston to finish the job. Sam Houston State now versus Seminole State College. Yes, they've gotten the revive, but Megalomaniacs has got more than that. They've got the drill, they've got the height. Sober is ticking, and it has to be a perfect, primed and ready success here for this team to get themselves to where they need to go, because realistically, Sam Houston State, it is their game to lose. They have high ground, they have the pole right in front of them. Meanwhile, Seminole State College sliding to the low ground. The Gibby bubble is another form of defense, but the Maggie drill is a counter. Drop the Maggie ball, why don't you? That would be a big turnaround. Finally, Sarah Alston, Maggie ball into zone here. Shots from up above. Sam Houston with one knock. Sam Houston with a burn for two. And Sam Houston diving to the low ground here for the very final kill of game 3.
I won and another one.
Another Texas favorite here in a college that's oh so close to Zephyr. Congratulations to Sam Houston State University. Megalomaniacs, Eon, Chris.exe. Talk about a good chunk of control there. I do want to shout out, though, Seminole State College of Florida. They were a massive, massive help to the end of Texas A&M Texarkana. I mean, they had a fantastic shootout there. It's going to be 7 KP for Sam Houston State University. For Seminole State College of Florida, 10 KP there. For Texarkana, 10 KP. I do want to point out SJSU in 6th place with 17 KP. It's not a fantastic placement, but it'll do big. Some lower KP, but some notables. In Team 3, Hardwick College with 5. St. John's University, the Chuds with 4. And then you do have Haskell Indians Nation University. They didn't manage to survive. But hey, 3 KP's 3 KP. Hello, Zephyr. How are the games going? Surprisingly better than scrim quality. We had seven squads alive in a zone 5, and I immediately went, wow, This is actually surprisingly better than scrims. Yeah, bro, my alter TP'd in a building that was already taken. I did see that, Shmub. I did, in fact, see Ton of Clay teleport. Bracket? Yeah, the commands are no longer working. If anyone, by the way, has a command replacement, I am more than happy to take it. Yeah, don't use that now. That's overstat. The stream elements no longer works. I cannot update those commands any which way I try. Yeah. I would give you the points. I could give you some of the points. Just use Nightbot. If you send me a link on Discord, I will use Nightbot. Here's the scoreboard. I'm going to pin it in chat. This is some of the official standings here. It is not completely accurate as it is being currently updated. SJSU, even though they've had not the wins that we expected for this roster, they are technically still in the lead. I mean, KP alone is what's going to carry them there. Shout out to Texas A&M, Texarkana. They're marginally just as good. Play versus get the license, gangy. Honestly, it's not that hard of a license to get. I myself have the license too. That's the craziest thing. Zephyr has his own, or at least in the past, I've been able to put my own license up as well. So, all it takes is one nice phone call or one nice email to none other than Joseph Anda. And, yeah. Let's go. Yeah. They had it in 2024, I think. Well, I mean, it's a very, very quick thing to put together. And I think realistically, the league doesn't look too bad. They did not. I'll tell you right now, the league's not too bad. If it's going to continue being a thing, honestly, it's totally worth it. My team got ganked in that building. Yeah, SJSU did send Rio Grande, and you guys, even though you did survive SJSU, I mean, you got third-partied immediately by Seminole State. And, I mean, the sad truth is you did a fantastic job against SJSU. It's just so hard to get constant resets off when you have everybody trying to play for your building. And, I mean, if you had won that exchange against Seminole State, we're talking about a top 2 finish for Rio Grande there. Even still, though, you guys are easily one of the best rosters. 2024 was my junior of high school. It was a long time ago. Don't say that. That makes me feel old. It was just positioning issue. We were in the middle of the circle. Yeah. I mean, hey, you are running. I will say this, a static sense. You are running a composition, though, that can deal with that. It is not the end of the world, right? I do agree playing from this kind of sub-edge of some of these zones can be a little bit better. But especially with that Newcastle potential play, I mean, it's definitely there. It's absolutely there. You guys are this close. Lol, 1991 was my junior year. Let's not, guys. Let us not. Let's, this is my first, BR. Well, hey, I love Battle Royales. I've been casting them for 5 years now, and I've worked alongside EA with ALGS. I'm Unk. Don't say that. If you say, I'll say this. If you call yourself Unk in this chat, I mean, they're gonna be calling you basically dead in the box, bud. And that's, trust me, you want to keep yourself as young as possible. They call me Unk. Can you believe that? I'm 24 years old, and these kids call me Unk. The furthest thing from it. Zyrax, by the way, I do want to say thank you. I've only been able to do TDM. Well, hey, I'm super happy that I'm beginning to see this. They are ancient, anyone born in the 90s. Well, if his junior year was 91, that means he was not born in the 90s, guys. And that's okay. There's nothing wrong with that. But we really... I have consoles older than y'all. Yeah. Rocking with the original Atari. Zephyr, you're Unk. See, that's what I mean. I'm not. I'm the furthest thing from it. I am not an Unk. Gotta apply when we have openings. Ah. Well, hey, Joe, if you guys do put together something in Waco for Apex one day, or one day for Play Versus, I'll call you. Every week is a price for the first and second after all the weeks have passed. Yes, I don't know what that means. I've been in esports for 15 years. Hey, respect to that. Oh my God, Texas A&M Texarkana has a team again. Hell yeah. Oh yeah, apparently this is the varsity roster now. They've gone from a club to varsity. Apparently, yeah, it's huge. You're 40% older than me. You are Unc Zephyr. Thank you. Vite, cool guy. Thank you for the follow. After the entire season, it's first and second and finals. Still not following. All right. Games will be starting here soon. You got a couple of teams that are missing a player or two, but this will be the last game around. Yeah, Cyber Eagles are still around, but these guys are scholarship varsity athletes. Talk about a turnaround. Soar, Eagles, soar. Oh, that's crazy. I remember Cyber Eagles a few years, a lot of new schools playing. I know! That's the best part of Collegiate Apex. In the time that, EA has turned around and allowed it to, kind of flourish here, so many schools are just, starting to explode. KSU will be playing in this next week, OI. So Kennesaw, as they've already stated, are going to int it down next week of Play Versus. They plus Colorado State might pop in for a week or two. Ooh, Colorado State as well. Colorado State, that's a little bit terrifying as well. CSU Rams is no joke. All right, last game of the day. We're on a 2-minute delay, so I'm going to be popping in a little bit later than the rest. I won't be able to give you the official score line, but Shmumba got code netted. Well, it is up to it's up to half and what's it called today? All right, last bet of the day. Will Texarkana. I don't know if that's how you spell it. Will Texarkana win game 4? Yes, no. You guys got 2 minutes to get your predictions in because I don't even think it's going to be SJSU. They'll be playing as a duo for this match. It's just the way it goes. But this is the opportunity of a lifetime. Shout out to a couple of these squads. We have seen the Texarkana win. We've seen the SJSU win. But alongside that, we saw the San Jose State win. 3 separate winners on week 1 of Play Versus is not that bad. Now, I know we had a disconnect from SJSU in Game 2, and I know in Game 3 we had a silly mistake. So, the confidence bites against them. They are still the leaders of this exchange. But I'll tell you what, they have to take advantage of the power play. The hammer. If you guys have been watching curling recently at the Olympics, with SJSU weakened going into the last game, every other team is in possession of the hammer this round. SJU. I thought San Jose State was SJSU. It is. Did I say SJU? I meant to say SJSU. Sorry. All right. Plenty of teams in this lobby. It will be no Huntington College this time around. Shout out, though, to St. John's Apex Blue. They do officially have Adian in as their third. We do still have a couple of missing rosters here for Northern Michigan, for University of Dayton, as they are going to be playing as a duo as well. That is not disconnected, it's just who showed up to play tonight. 19 squads to start the match, and 1 last game ahead of us here. 18 seconds on the prediction. Wow. 10 points for the yes, 250 for the no. The yes, of course, is cleaner. The no, of course, is kindly more.
This direction goes.
Well,
Let's go.
if you have love for Texarkana, they will be playing out of Stormcatcher here. Every other team has got themselves set up a little bit further away. Sam Houston State University is going to be out of Ferrari here. SJSU, even as a duo, is difficult. Dang, top 3 at least, y'all. I mean, yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Backpack, here. Level 3.
Let's make a mess over there.
I mean, I think Texarkana can make it to the top 3. We are going to have a barometer zone, and this one's as simple as it gets. It's a standard barometer finish. Can either pull towards that southeastern side or usually back over towards the northern end here. Right now, Norwich University is going to have first take to the zone. What league is this? This is Play Versus. This is Play Versus on Thursdays. Good luck with stream. Go see you tomorrow for Premier League. That's right. Octane Premier League tomorrow at 8 p.m. W?
Backpack here. Level 2.
It's a W and a half. There's Collegiate every night. Zephyr
Backpack
is
here.
a
Level 3.
non-stop collegiate monster every step of the way.
I'm taking that.
Every single day, a different competition. And it's just how it goes. Let me come spectate the Olympics, maybe. I'll put out a form.
Might be something good this way.
I'm handling the flights for the IRL Olympics right now. I'm still waiting on one. If Clay and Half win, I'll give 5 subs. All right. We'll see if SJSU can deliver. It'll be tough. I'd love some collegiate DDR. Revolution. I'm more of a Step Maniacs guy myself, personally.
Supply
If
bin
you've
here.
never played
Let's
Step
check this
Maniacs,
quadrant.
it's really good. I got a buddy who owns a machine himself in his house, and it is so fun. He's crazy. It's like top 200 in the world. All right, St. John's University versus St. John's University. The ones that call themselves the Chuds, their name, not my choice. They chose it themselves. And the Apex Blue roster. The Chuds are Team 13. All right. Are you actually streaming tomorrow until the timer runs out, by the way? I probably will. I don't know what I'm going to do. It'll probably be playing Deadlock, High Guard, or Apex. We are going to see a follow-through from Newmont College here and Norwich University. Shout out to Texas A&M, Texarkana in the kill feed. They're getting KP of their own. They just got a wipe. For now, though, it is going to be St. John's University down to a duo. A full send finish is going to explode here as we see the wraparound. Trying to get that heal off from up on high. Norwich University. Let me try to play this one out. St. John's main roster now trying to crawl this one back into the building. The other St. John's squad caught out and stuck below the bridge. It is the full send from Newmont College here. One remaining member down below, and Cage Ghost will get shot out from afar here. That will be one St. John's team eliminated as the other tries to set themselves back up above. The full send now from Norwich versus Newmont. Norwich with the slide away. Normont with the P2020s. Gumps will go down. Graceful Melon and most Delta of Scorches are too far away. This is the potential for St. John's now to reascend into this fight and get a knock. Chud Monk with one for the Chuds roster. It is going to be Norwich University with the invisible reset. And this fight is as electric as they come here. Another recovery utilizing the altar teleporter will put all 3 of these rosters back in full force.
Let's check that place out.
Well,
Forget
Chud
that.
Muck will lead this one out for now. Plenty of time ahead here. There is beginning to look like a kind of contest over towards that Cedo station.
That way.
Remember, for all of these teams, this is not where this end game plays out. It will be moving over towards Barometer here, so while they do not have that information, they'll learn it soon in about a minute 50 here. A separation held up on high. Again, Norwich University's been playing this choke in particular. Even if they don't get this KP, they might be the gatekeepers of this endgame, whether it be a 30-30 or a sentinel shot. There with the 3x HCOG, it's not going to be enough to get those knocks on to Newmont College there. So now, will Norwich rotate in, or will they find St. John? We're going to pop on over to the University of South Dakota here, past Chofer. maybe almost passed over there. Seminole State College of Florida, we got to see them, try and fight into that end game. Now, getting a recovery onto Maui Wowie, not far away, the University of Dayton, as a duo. They don't want to get hyper-aggressive, but still playing against Northern Michigan, the same to be said. A couple of shots here from Simpson University. It's about as bad as it gets for a climb up, but they are able to track this building out here. On the other side of the equation, though, a quick drill from Sam Houston State, our winners of last game. No real damage, and now the door is blown off its hinges here. A thermite, probably a little too short for any kind of real exclaim. Chris.exe now taking to that high ground. Gonna see if they can control the assault here from Simpson University in a little bit. It's the setup, but it's not the beam that they needed. Zone, 17 seconds to go. Finally, flash. Oh! One more shot. Chris would have gotten the wipe. Trying to thread the needle. Finds it. Oh, to Scorpion Fire. I don't know why you dare peek this one out. Now, if your name is Sam Houston State, you have been gifted the chance of a lifetime here. There's the nade for finish. A 2v3 scenario. Sam Houston State, this is the opportunity of a lifetime. Looks like for a squad of South Dakota, it doesn't get much better for them. Point blank, they'll be thirsted at the hands of Seminole State College. Got their revive and got themselves set back up. Western Nebraska play below them towards the beam, but for most of these teams, it's time to leave. Texas A&M Texarkana with the first knock against their fellow Texan squad, the Rio Grande roster. No matter how strong that river flows, boats were invented for a reason. That's going to be the knock back onto Manolito there, and a quick rotate away leads into another, not knock of play. Rio Grande is going to try to set themselves back up for a complete recovery. Manolito, off of the Newcastle res, is back into it. They've got a minute 5. They can try to fight this secluded, but you're just giving Rio Grande a chance to continue playing this one out. Try to get the altar steal here for University of Dayton. You've got Western Nebraska and Seminole State College with 1 KP alongside. For Hartwick, it's time to run away. St. John's University red. Trying to come in, finish the kill here. That Portno likely already available. Couple of full wipes finished off here. Now we'll turn our attention to the Haskell Indians Nations University. And meanwhile, that play from Hartwick, it isn't actually the full finish. The full chase now turned on its tail for St. John's. Not the beam that they need here. Man, they're going to try to dive this one. Texas A&M, Texarkana, a wipe on to Rio Grande. I love them, but they just couldn't fit. 11 squads remaining. The final game of the day is getting as aggressive as anyone would expect. Plenty of teams, but more time ahead to gatekeep. ACR Burrito. You know what? Maui Wowie caught out there, but just as quickly, the altar fort play will give them the separation they need. And we're going to take it. Hex forbid, that's about the biggest thing you could ever do. It's not a reset recovery, but he ran straight into a Sheila. He died. All right, see you next week, my brother. Manolito, thank you so much for sticking around. I have all the faith in the world for Texas Rio Grande. You guys will figure it out. I don't know if the same can be said for the Northern Michigan roster. They got a lot of time ahead here. Seminole State, they got their recovery, but alongside them, Sam Houston, winners of this last game, trying to get full thirst here on the other side of the equation. I mean, they've already got themselves set up in zone. You can see that slight peek over towards the main bean building from Chris.exe, so they don't have any pressure in terms of the zone rotate. They should be completely fine here. They just want the extra KP against Seminole State here in just a second. Meanwhile, Haskell Indians Nation up on high, and, well, TV's got to find a way to evolve, because right now, they're just getting shredded here. Haskell Indians now a 3-2 advantage, and to be honest, it looks even more dastardly than that. A jump to the low ground, and Berg just needs a single tick of health there. It's going to be a snipe from Hezi instead. Hey, Texas A&M, Texarkana, thank you so much for the follow. The roster's doing well. The same can't be said on the other side of that right there. Haskell Indians. Let's see how it goes. There you go. A Texas A&M white on the inside. Soar, Eagles, soar as they will find themselves in towards the edge of Jurassic. 9 squads remaining. Another pop on over the way to Seminole State here inside the Pineapple Building. A couple of shots from Norwich University makes this a rough position, but still a position at that. Remember what I said at the beginning of this one. This is a barometer direct finish. So if you're a squad like Texas A&M Texarkana, you are going to have to extend at some point. Someone decided to port all the way around here, and it is just Gothic Craven. I mean, might run straight into Haskell Indians, but let's see how they set themselves up. Either way, it's a very tough zone to survive ahead here.
Let's move there.
Shout out to University of Dayton. They were able to get themselves set back up as a duo. Gothic Craven. I mean, the only lucky factor is the fact that they are kind of, separated from Haskell's on a deeper rotate. So might be able to wrap that one out on the east side.
Go here. Captain.
Plenty of teams. Now, heart of zone. Norwich University. All 3 members. I don't know if they got that care pack. For now, we got Seminole set up in their own way, but not in the zone that they need to be. A lot of barometers available, folks. The top side of barometer, that complete secondary height. No one is playing that, and I see a lot of new castles available. It's not a bad spot to work with, especially with Valkyrie and Altar rotates ahead of them here. I think it's a good spot. St. John's University, they've got the lay of the land from the Spire here. I personally like the northwestern side of this zone for an endgame, particularly like this, but there is a lot of the southern side. So, if it does work its way back, we'll have a very, very clean control there for St. John's. Texas A&M Texarkana was just got in the zone. There is going to be the defense of Harrisburg University up towards the secondary height, and it's a peek from Sam Houston State from 1 win, maybe to 2. They're going to get shot on the outside here by Norwich on the other side of this zone. Chris.exe. First and knock on a Pikachu Light. That's going to be Sam Houston State now in the delivery for maybe the full roster kill onto Iggy and Forge. They're going to dive to the low ground as Maui Wowie's picking up some KP. Gumps, Graceful Mel, and Host, they are going to be able to choke out either one of these. For now, the duo that is University of Dayton, they got some early knocks, but it's going to be a recovery from Maui Wowie on the Seminole State side. No steal on that altar port, as we're going to actually take this one right in between the barometer of end zones. Now, Texas A&M Texarkana is on this low ground, but they could very easily take that zip line up and be able to play that northeastern corner of barometer. It's a very good place to control. Speaking of control, Seminole State College, they've had all the time in the world to heal, and now for Dayton, it's a 3v2 exchange ahead here. Big burn against the Rampart walls, and one bad steal could be the difference maker. 53 seconds to go for either one of these rosters. You're going to have to make a decision shortly. I like this. Seminole State College going to keep rotating this one forward, start getting into zone. Shout out to St. John's University White. They are still going to be in zone on top of that pillar. Down below them, the Haskell Indian Nation. They're going to be playing the Central Spire. There we go. Texas A&M Texarkana up to the high ground. This is a great place to control. Mobile shield there now against Sam Houston State. Trade for trade. Sam Houston almost gets the knock. The full send is available. On the other side, though, Haskell Indians will find a long-range knock onto Beans. Texas A&M Texarkana going to use the altar port play to get them back up here and get that Newcastle up and ready. But that is your defense. That is your opportunity for safety. At this point, I think Sam Houston State University is in the prime position to pick up easy KP on Texas A&M. I mean, it's just one good burn there, and the minute they drop to the low ground, they're going to get full thirsted. Beans is unable to get full send. The Mirage Q distracts them. Here comes the nade. That one's not quite going to land. Texas A&M need to turn this one around here on the very edge of zone. Plenty of teams are going to hold out on the Spire for now. St. John's White up above.
Yes.
Haskell Indians down below. A large wrap from the University of Dayton on the outside. Actually not bad. They are going to get slightly shot by the Haskell Indians there. Should be fine getting towards those blue boxes. Shout out to Texas A&M Texarkana. It looks like they were able to get complete recovery off on that high ground. And they have zone. Texas A&M Texarkana, if they could beat Sam Houston, this is such a good position. But this is an even better beat for Seminole State. One remaining member down here. 6 squads left. It is a wipe here for the Seminole State College. University of Dayton, they've got themselves trained. Snipers mark 30-30. Talk about a little bit of a redundancy. Either way, this is prime real estate. Now, for teams like St. John's and Haskell Indian Nation, it's time to move in. Time to make your way ahead here. I like Sam Houston State's setup on this zone, but they are getting slightly wrapped here by Seminole State College. It isn't a complete answer. Sam putting a little bit of damage back on that return. And this is tough. That height's got to go away soon here, because right now, St. John's University White is really laying into them from that high ground.
Enemy there. Ace.
See how it goes.
Whole ass here.
Sam Houston. A massive bombardment coming through from Maui Wowie from the Seminole State College. Right up against the edge of this zone. They need to take away this position. They managed to do so and force Sam Houston to the low ground. Down below, Haskell Indian Nation's going to try to zip up to maybe Tam where they see fit. A couple of names coming on through here. They have to be so respectful of all those exchanges. Big burn of a break on the piercing spikes here. No answers for a couple of these teams. St. John's are going to take the zip line straight into Texas A&M Texarkana. A beam and a half here. A Sparrow ultimate in response will be broken out as Zachary goes down for the Eagles. The mobile shield is big, but the wraps on the outside are better. Crazily picked off. That is just beam alive behind the mobile shield. For St. John's White, they're taking a front and a half of the Sparrow ultimate. Down below, Haskell Indians Nation wants to get involved here. Recovery. Another rotate from Seminole State Colleges. We'll be saying goodbye to Texas A&M Texarkana. There's the drop onto St. John's White Chudbuck. Zover has to maybe play this one a little bit slower. That full thirst is so distinct here. Ioman and Alhino able to get that reset off on the other side. Haskell Indian Nation not getting involved. They don't want to go in too early here. Shout out, by the way, Sam Houston playing this low ground oh so slow. Unironically, they do have the center of this zone to their namesake. They got to worry a little bit about that Haskell Indians low ground rotate. But you would be surprised how decent their position is for Sam Houston, especially with so much of that height still contested right now. A couple of peeks from St. John's White there will send Kyle Man back for now. Haskell Indians, they're going to hear that knock from afar. Zoe getting that one from the Seminole State College. It's not going to be the full set for the Haskell Indians just yet. Trade for trade. They want this fight to completely finish. Honestly, Seminole looks super healthy here. Now, turn their attention to that other side. A full first and a half. More flesh found. The dive towards the secondary floor, but they will face a knock of one. Maui Wowie is down here. Do they get the reset off? Because Sam Houston, hearing that you've moved on, is so quick to make this exchange over towards the side here. A 199 Sheila as they'll drop to the low ground right into the Haskell Indians. Zover gets threatened out. And now with the trade on the other end, Haskell will lose one, but Sam Houston is the only three-person force on the other side. Now, from up above, Haskells have to make a miracle count. There's a rotate towards the other side of the zone. For Sam Houston, they have a little bit of a bad position here. Still, though, up on height, they should be able to turn this one around. That separation from Chris be able to get a little bit of KP. It's big damage down. But the Haskell Indians are stepping up to find a knock of two. One remaining member left here up in the corner. Burke will step up here for the Haskell Indian Nation. And with one last beam, the Haskell Indian Nations takes the dub in game 4. 4 separate winners from the low ground for Haskell. Congratulations to this roster. That's about as tough as it gets. I'll say this right now. If Sam Houston had just played that up completely from the upper high ground, if Chris hadn't separated just kind of like that mixed bag there, you don't get full senton. All right? Also, Zachary, good try. You guys were still very, very solid. Wild Panda Haas, we caught your first Sentinel shot of the day. So, final game. Finally got the win. See? That's all that matters. Turning that one around one step at a time. Shout out to Haskell Indian. That was a good shot. It was a good shot. You guys didn't manage to survive much more. But GG to everyone here at Play Versus. 9 KP there for Haskell. 7 for Sam Houston State. 16 for Seminole State College of Florida. My gosh. 6 KP there for St. John's in their last game. Another pickup for Texarkana with 8 KP and diminishing returns for the rest of this lobby. GG. You guys can find the official scores either in the pinned message up above or as that Google Sheet evolves throughout the rest of this week. I want to say thank you for those of you who tuned in to the very first Play Versus stream. I know this isn't my stereotypical group of collegiate teams, but hey, I'm always happy to see new faces who will eventually become familiar ones. I am going to stop the stream here. You know what? Tonight, I'm just going to do a very quick raid. Not like a massive one. Who's streaming? Someone that I just know very easily. Someone from Collegiate. I hate how hard it is to look for people to raid on Twitch. TrevStacks? TrevStacks is not Collegiate, but TrevStacks is a 6 sniper gameplay. That low-key kind of would be fun. Alright. I'm going to raid TrevStacks. Thank you guys so much for watching. Tune in tomorrow for Octane's Premier League at 8 p.m. Eastern. Also, to watch me run out probably the remnants of this timer. I love you guys, and I will see you hopefully then.